Christoph from VolkswagenWe, welcome to the Startup Van.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
No problem at all. So we've already had Jens in,
Yes.
who gave us a little bit of what VolkswagenWe is all about.
Right.
But just from your point of view, for the entrepreneurs that are watching, what is VolkswagenWe? What's it all about?
So we created the digital sub-brand VolkswagenWe in order to develop new business models beyond the car. Right? I mean, we're sitting in a beautiful car. You have a beautiful car.
An old car.
An old car. I like vintage.
An
cars.
old bus.
But we also realize that mobility patterns are changing, and people might be moving away from individual car ownership and more towards usage. And also, mobility needs are more complex than just being sold a car by a manufacturer. So we want to stay relevant. We want to be part of this development. We want to shape it, right?
Yeah.
And so we created a digital sub-brand called VolkswagenWe, and it's really in the name, right? We means we do this together. We invite everybody to join us. It's from the individual programmer who can via our API marketplace and our software development kits can participate and contribute services into the ecosystem, to startups that we invite to work with us in the incubator or we cooperate with, like with you guys. And big tech companies like IBM and Microsoft corporations that we've announced recently. So everybody can help and shape the future of mobility, and even the individual user. So when we're now in Paris at VivaTech, we use the booth that we have there to do user acceptance tests. We come with beta versions of websites or services, and everybody's invited to help Volkswagen shape the mobility of the future.
You obviously work with a lot of startups, right? And I know you're working with us because you're obviously sponsoring the startup van. We're probably slightly different compared to most startups that you work with. What do you normally look for in different startups? To me,
I'm fascinated by people, by young entrepreneurs, or not so young entrepreneurs also, because of their spirit. It's really the courage to go out there, believe in your idea, and go for it. So it can be extremely varied. Obviously, the Volkswagen as a brand, we're still also looking for things to improve in the car.
Okay.
So, for example, we opened a scouting office in Tel Aviv because Tel Aviv ecosystem is really strong on cybersecurity, Internet of Things. This can all go into the car, but we're also looking for standalone apps, mobility apps that can work maybe on a phone, or even just technology. For example, I'm the head of marketing for VolkswagenWe, so we've scouted some clever companies who do really good tracking tools, or they're experts in native advertising.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just it can be small, right, and just on the process level or in the marketing expertise, or it can be a real competency that you then later find in our Volkswagen cars.
I know we asked Jens the same question yesterday, right? But what are you looking to get out of VivaTech? Like, why are VolkswagenWe here?
Fourfold. First, we need to still tell the story of VolkswagenWe, the brand, Volkswagen moving towards mobility rather than just selling cars. So this is one of the main message. Then we want to tell the world about the services we already have live, and that might, and thereby preparing the ground for market introduction in France. Okay. Thirdly, we're doing recruiting because VolkswagenWe is still growing.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this and you need a new job, tired of being an entrepreneur, are you? Come work with a big corporate? No, I'm just kidding. You're way too smart for that. But we are still recruiting.
Yeah. You're doubling in size this year.
There's so many open positions still. IT architects, programmers, software engineers, UX designers, you name it.
Any room for social media?
We have really good social media team already. I'm very fortunate in that regard. I have a really good, strong team. But yes, we're constantly looking. So recruiting is the third element. And then, like I said, UX testing is really important.
Okay.
But really, we're working closely also with the importer, the French importer, to prepare the public in France of this change in Volkswagen. It will take some time for people to accept that we're no longer just about building and selling cars.
Yeah.
So although we don't have tons of services here live yet, but we need to start telling the stories so that people will accept them and hunger for them.
Yeah.
Okay, well, before we finish up, what's the difference between VivaTech last year and VivaTech this year, other than your runners?
Our booth is even more beautiful.
Okay.
We have a very cool display, if you have a chance to check it out, of our data plug that we use. Data plug can be used on all Volkswagen vehicles back to the year 2008, and with that data plug you can connect it to the internet, to the WE ecosystem, and it's a hologram that shows that it dances over the data plug and it shows all the stuff it can do.
Yeah.
So that's this very brand new. We've shown it here the first time.
Also, you're sponsoring the startup van.
That's
there
the
we go.
first, right?
Yes.
There you go,
Yeah.
and right
Yeah.
there, right there, and that. And what's interesting also is last year we were the only car manufacturer here,
Wow,
and
interesting.
I think that seemed to have woken up a few people.
Yes,
So
yes.
we're no longer the only.
We won't mention
But you were
names.
the
Yeah.
first. That's the
We were
thing.
the first
We
and
won't
only
mention
last
names,
year.
but there's a few in there
And
now.
now there
Yeah.
are some. So
Yeah.
apparently we started a trend.
Good. But it's always good to start trends. Christoph, thank you so much for getting
Thank you
into
very
Startup
much.
Van.
Yeah,
Good
thanks for
talking
your
to you.
time. Thank you.
Thank you.